So we spoke about this yesterday on a live stream, okay, where Jasmine came out by saying you knew my only source of income to send back home for my children was cameos. You were getting paid twice as much for my part of the job, and you perfectly knew you were not sharing a dime with me. Then she also, does this little monologue here where she goes, Jasmine, if you love me, you let me handle all of it, right? Question mark. Or what about I'm not applying for your green card or your children's visa if you don't do as I say? So here's the thing, this is what Jasmine came to say, and this is what she decided to expose about her relationship with Gino when it came to the finances among the green card as well as her children too. Now before we obviously speak about this one and we go over some of the points we did actually speak about on the live stream, Gino decided to actually clap back, and this is what he had to say. I look forward to setting the record straight once my NDA expires about Jasmine claiming she did not receive pay for the show she had done with receipts, details, and explanation. First and foremost, I don't know why he has to wait for the NDA, because 90% of the new cast members break NDA all the time anyway, and none of them ever pay any penalties. I mean, look at Lauren, for example. That dude has broken more NDAs than most cast members combined, I'm pretty sure, and they did nothing to him apart from just not bringing him back. Like, it's really not that deep. But anyway, we continue. Also, she claims I didn't send any of my own money in regards to money I sent to her in Panama to help pay her bills, but she didn't start making cameos until January of 2022. Was a small amount of cameo money she made once she started doing cameos and providing to me. I had to send large amount of my own money in 2022, most every month due to her low cameo income several months in 2022. I also supported in 2023 for a few months at least. We'll provide receipts and details. Keep in mind, our first show didn't start airing until December of 2021. Keep in mind, our first show didn't start airing until December 2021 and finished around April 2022. In regards to any kind of cameo income she made, I was transferring money to her by April of 2020. She arrived in Michigan in March of 2022. I don't know how he was transferring her the money in 2020 if she started them in 2021. And also, she started the cameos once they became on the show, and they didn't appear on the show until 2021. So I think maybe he miswrote the whole April of 2020. Rather, I think it's probably meant to say April 2022, if anything, by the looks of it. Okay, but either way though, this is obviously what Gino's had to say. Now, my issue here is, what is the point of coming out and telling us that you are going to expose her when you have receipts, when you're not going to provide the receipts right now? Okay, because it literally doesn't tell us anything. So really and truly, the right approach would have been to wait until you are in a position where you want to drop the receipts, then drop the receipts and then say your piece. Saying this without no receipts doesn't mean a single goddamn thing, okay? But hey, these two love to go back and forth regarding this whole money situation with the cameos and also with the show. But let me just go back to what had been said by Jasmine that we did speak about, on the live stream, for those people who maybe haven't seen it per se, which I do recommend you do watch it, because we definitely spoke about a whole lot of stuff. But I will go back to here, where Jasmine obviously speaks about how she says, first and foremost, that Gino didn't give her no money, the whole time that of course she was on the show, okay, because he was taking pretty much her part as well. But then also on top of that as well, she speaks about how him not applying for the green card or children's visa. At the end of the day, this is a grown-ass woman. Now, at this time, I believe her and Gino started on the show when she was around about the age of 37, maybe 36, moving to 37. She's now 39 from my understanding, moving on to 40, okay? So I'm going to say roughly about 38, 36 to 37. So bear this in mind, if you are a grown-ass woman of that age, why would you first and foremost allow somebody, and also let's not forget, Jasmine's a very loud person, and somebody, when she wants what she wants, she'll make it clear that she wants what she wants. She'll even throw out ultimatums out there too. So it's hard for me to believe that this woman allowed Gino to keep money from her over this time that they were on the show. And also on top of that, why would you put yourself in a position where you keep coming back on the show year in and year out knowing full well that this man is not giving you your cut. Again, that doesn't make any sense. She did kind of speak about it, but it's still, yeah. Based on her character, it doesn't make sense why she should allow that behavior. And then we move on to the fact that she has to keep reminding us about the green card as well as the children's visa. When it comes to the children's visa itself in particular, it was 1000% her responsibility to make sure that she pushed Gino as much as possible to get it done. Very crucial. That should have been on the tip of her tongue every time they had a conversation. We don't know if that was the case, but it doesn't feel like it was the case because Gino said that he couldn't do it due to finances, and we know that Gino was giving Jasmine a whole lot of money. So really and truly, I just don't like the fact that she is blaming the whole children's visa on Gino. There is blame to be made on both parts. I want to hear accountability on her side. What could she have done better to push Gino to actually do what he needed to do? Where is that accountability? That accountability is something that we don't hear from her ever. And that's why I say this whole child visa thing, she needs to stop. Just needs to stop because they're both to blame, not just one person. But you'd argue and say that the parent is more to blame than the other person who's not the parent. Depends on how you look at it, right? Now, also in terms of the green card, the green card's a green card, isn't it? Could really care less. Not gonna lie to you too much about that because she got the green card in the end anyway, and most importantly, she got it way before she got her kids. All right. Now, also on top of that, something else that I also wanted to speak about is something that I also found quite interesting. On this post here, provided to us again by the reality TV mess, as you can see here, an article was published on March 17, 2024. This was last year. The article itself in particular reads at the top, 90-day fiancés Gino and Jasmine confirmed they're trying a lot to have a baby. In the premiere episode of 90-Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Jasmine is ovulating while camping in Michigan, but Gino isn't ready to get it on in public. So let's talk about this, okay? Because I remember this, to be fair. I remember first and foremost the scene of the camping, but I also do remember them finally coming to that conclusion that they were going to try for a child. I remember Jasmine did speak about how apparently they did try for a child, but then Gino just couldn't really get it up, or he did get it up, but it just didn't really get the job done. I do remember that being spoken about it as well, but it does make me wonder, did they struggle or did they end up failing to, get Jasmine pregnant because Gino just couldn't get his job done because I guess, he needs his own little blue pill and he needs a little bit of his own action to actually get aroused? Is that the reason? Or was it because the whole time they were trying, Jasmine was secretly actually on some type of medication? That is always going to be the question, right? But one thing that we do know is that they tried, allegedly, or maybe didn't even try at all. But either way, though, when it came to Jasmine and Matt, I guess, well, they didn't even try. Then boom, bam, that's it. So I do find it quite interesting how they're saying that they were trying a lot, which means that they've also tried to have sex in multiple times, which must mean that Gino must have ejaculated at some point, at least once or twice or something, depending on how many times that they try. But either way, though, the question is, though, this whole story about them trying, did they actually try? It seems to me as if it's either one, they did try and maybe Gino just hasn't got very strong swimmers, or two, they did try but Jasmine was taking something else to block it from actually happening, or three, they just didn't try and they just said it because they just said it. Because the matter of the fact is, we're now looking at a situation where Jasmine has proven that she can get pregnant. So it comes down to what one you think it could be. What was it? Gino's weak swimmers? Or was it the fact that they wasn't doing it at all? Or was it that Jasmine was taking something to block it? Interesting, right? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and we can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.